Hey guys, I ran out here. Let's go. Ran out from the gym. Normally I can't wait to get to the gym, and this is just secondary. Today, I couldn't wait to get out of the gym to deliver this. Thanks to a white man, we've now got a left-wing puppet, Parsons, and a left-wing union buddy, basically fighting each other on national or Victorian stalwart radio station 3AW. Let me just tell you something. Let me just explain something, Mr. John Sammy Newman. Magistrate Parsons was the magistrate, that left-wing puppet who was there, if he offends again, and runs over a grandma, he's going to feel the full weight of the law then, isn't he? That's right, Jackie Felgate. If that kid, he's no slouch, that magistrate that sentenced him. He's tough as nails, that guy. If that kid steals another AMG out of a driveway in Brighton and runs over a grandma, he's going to really feel the full force of the law then, isn't he? I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, I would hate to be in that kid's offending shoes. He just ran over a grandma. I'd hate to be in his shoes. Grandma, what? Anyway, so as a little quick recap, after I am interviewed in relation to a criminal matter by Victoria Police in the middle of Port Phillip Prison over a GEO-employed prison officer by the name of Devon Woodbourne, who got himself in trouble circa 2017-ish, thereabouts. That led to me being a dog, literally, from day dot. Every prison officer, everywhere, dog. Anyhow, for speaking to Victoria Police. There's your system working hand in hand, guys. Don't forget, this is 17-18, so just enough time to really fuck Victoria. But anyhow, so I'm on Parsons to escape my head being done in by a completely illegal, entirely torturous, debilitating head doer, that is AI chatbot technology being piped into a cell. And the prison officers, I even had GEO Fulham prison officers coming up to me, looking me straight in the eye and saying, Michael, you've been no problem with me. I've found you nothing but respectable. I want you to know I completely don't agree with what they're doing to you. Anyhow, let's go. So I'm now on this Melbourne drug court order under Parsons. He'll feel the full weight of the law. Anyhow, so I'm on this order. They put me, among other things leading up to this, the crux of it, they make me stay at a rooming house, a share house, but you don't know the people that are in it. A boarding house full of meth heads, in effect, at 275 Hawthorne Road, Caulfield. No problem, I've got to stay there. I've got to go through what I've got to go through. Fingers crossed, this is the only thing. Only how naive I was. Anyhow, so I'm going through this. Among other things, among this doozy, literally, picture being secretly filmed, so being surveilled, and then turning up to your Melbourne drug court appointments and having counsellors, corrections workers, and what they call a clinical advisor, which I think is just a Victoria Police representative, I don't know, making jokes and jests as if they've got some power over you by knowing, not just that they might have heard you through a wall having sex. I'm talking about knowing about your sexual positions and like using it as a power, like just genuine weaponizing a sex offense. I'll continue. So forget about me. If you can handle like a white middle-aged male, just harden up, you know. If strangers want to watch you have sex, to try and ridicule you, anyhow, that's the brain capacity of these left-wing lunatics that reside in our government, in our bureaucracy. Fact. If you had one of those little green-haired, like, dusty wannabes, without question, they just thought, yeah, what, you know, well, literally, like they just thought that because they had power over a white man, they could do whatever the heck they wanted, clearly, and it got very, very, very toxic. Anyhow, in that as well, under Parsons, under Magistrate Parsons, a clinical advisor by the name of Adam, and his protege, his little scumbag moon boot wearing Bart, and I think Louise was my Odyssey House drug counsellor. This all happened. 2 Megs on the counter, they all knew. It was all no secret. It was like, anyhow. So, aside me turning up to the Melbourne Drug Court office and the same misuse of the AI bot technology coming out of the CCTV, exactly the same type that they've been using to do my head in side prison cells, that aside, so like, you know, you want to kind of tell them to go and F themselves just for that. Anyhow, which is their ploy, to try and rage bait you to make it snowball. Anyhow, so, and I am glad I didn't deviate, Sammy. I am glad I told them to go and F themselves from back then through this whole way. And if anybody went along with it, you're a goose. If you think it was about behaviour change and you're a dickhead. Have a look at the state of Victoria. You're responsible for the mess we're in. Anyhow, let me continue. So here's Parsons. He's the boss. It's his drug court order, okay? I got to go and speak to him every once a week, blah, blah, blah. In this house, 275 Hawthorne Road, I come back from under Parsons. I come back possibly from speaking to Parsons. Definitely, if not, it would have been Adam. If not, it would have been Louise, right? So they know your moves. You have to have a phone. This is how much they can track you. They have to have a phone. Otherwise, you're not allowed on the order. No communication about it. It's all done like in the gutter, like we got this power over these people, and it got very, very toxic. So anyway, they positioned me in a rooming house. And don't forget, I'm a dog. I dare challenge. So they want to get at me. They pretend it's for behaviour change. BS, mate. They just wanted to exact their scumbagginess through weaponized sex offending. It gets disgusting, Sammy. They put me in 275 Hawthorne Road, 275 Hawthorne Road, Caulfield, share house, full of meth heads already. But there's one empty room under Parsons. I come back there one day, and don't forget, this is during COVID. Right about this time, the same level of mismanaged, corrupted government is seeing 60-year-old women get knocked clean the fuck out by a bunch of scumbag, mismanaged police force. A dirty, rotten, imbecilic police force who were prepared to get used in the most ridiculous way by a person who's clearly a tyrannical scumbag, arguably corrupted. But anyhow, now well known, a few years later, now well known, backing organised criminals. Yeah, good one, Victoria Police. Yeah, awesome, good work, guys. So anyway, now we go back to 275 Hawthorne Road, Caulfield, and weirdly, this one person there who was half friendly with me, half decent, you know, if anything, he was probably it was just another meth head drug user. But I come back, he's beaming off his head. Okay, now meth isn't my drug, remember that, heroin is. He comes back, he's beaming off his head. This guy's like, he's homeless, right? He's got no possessions. Somebody, I don't know this, but I'm guessing from what I know, from my lived experiences, it was the Melbourne Drug Court order, wanted to play their little get the dog Michael Califf games, and they needed 2 people for some reason. They just didn't want the one lady to move in. They needed 2. So these 2 girls came with the backstory that they ran they had to leave one of the boarding houses. This is your government, your money. This is the level of toxicity. That is why I'm telling you this. This has happened. It happened. I'm in 275 Hawthorne Road. Whoever it was, and you can't just get in these places without signing leases and paying in advance and whatnot. So as much as the Melbourne Drug Court tried to imply that, oh gee, you got trouble with the bikies, it wasn't any organised criminals, okay? If anything, the link between the organised, the underworld, was a well-known, what they call an approved dealer, who was well-known to be in cahoots, bribing a well-known corrupt cop around Paran St Kilda area, who just happened to be the same bent cop that was in very close to the Gargasoulis case. But anyway, I won't deviate into that because I could very easily. But what happened was, I go back to 275 Hawthorne Road. Think about how disgusting. Think about a person in an office orchestrating this. Like, right, what we'll do is we'll get that, and what are we going to do? Okay, like, think about that. A person in shirt, pants, a good guy, you know, all that stuff, the belt, thinking, right, okay, let's do that. Hey, do you reckon you can, like, literally putting it together, paid in full? They're fucking sick in the head. Anyhow, so I come back, and here's this guy. He's beaming off his head. He's been bribed by being given about a more than a trafficable amount of methamphetamine. He's beaming. How did I know? Because I ended up giving him a lift, and he told me. He even offered me some of it. No thanks, mate, I'm right, but I'll give you a lift. Where are you going? And this is how I learnt. They paid me. They wanted the room because there was only one room. They needed a spare room, blah, blah. I learnt the whole story. One of the things of meth is it makes you talk. So this is what used to make me laugh about these corrupt peanuts. You're only as strong as your weakest link. These idiots were that quick to use the weakest of weakest links, let me assure you. So anyway, they've bribed. Think about a system that coerced a poor homeless guy, a meth head, out of his room. So he's going to use that meth up. As soon as that meth burns off, he's going to be breaking into your joint. No, they're not causing them. They're not responsible for the record crime stats, are they? No, they're there like masterminds. Anyway, so there's that aspect. There was that just moron. But then these girls' backstory in this left-wing nonsense, like, gee, this guy had sex while we were surveilling him, this man having sex. Oh. So what they did, they moved, think about orchestrating this, they moved morbidly obese women in. I promise you, like, just this sickening, a morbidly obese women whose cover story was that they secretly film people in rooming houses and sell that uploaded online. Think about the scumbag good person orchestrating that. What goes through your hateful head, some left-wing nonsense head, to go, yeah, let's do that. Oh, that'll do. Oh, man having sex. Oh, not on my watch. Just fucked up in the head. Creeps. This is your government. This is how toxic and disgusting the left have made our bureaucracies. But anyhow, they've turned it in often into, if it's allowed to get toxic, it gets very creepy toxic. So when you hear of those child services and those type of issues, and listen to this. So then, this is what I know of. Imagine what else goes on. So then what happens is, I'm here, they're trying to get at me, ridiculing me through and exacting their control over me through sex, literally weaponizing sex offense. How I know they were not any bikies or anything was, aside the fact that I was hearing a running commentary in my appointments, I got to grin and bear this. My other option is prison. So there's only one way through, and that's just to head down and just do it. So I'm literally do it occasionally. Anyway, so I'm head down dealing with these utter creeps in the Melbourne Drug Court under Parsons watch. And like literally, anyhow, so then when in that I was taking a shower, I felt I am genuinely being filmed. This is no like mucking about, pretending, like they're actually filming me. There's only one way they could know that, and that is if they are genuinely filming me. So I did something in the bathroom bad, and her reflex reaction, because it was that bad, was, "Hey, that's my stuff." What I actually did, to be honest, no, I won't tell you what I did, but I did something relatively bad in the privacy there, and she just reflexed it. "Hey, that's my stuff." I caught her out. Within a couple of days, I'd moved out from, they moved me out. No bikies come and packed anything up, no organised criminals, they moved me out. Anyhow, with a lot of smirking and laughter and backhand, how disgusting is this? Backhanded remarks about, "Haha, you should like maybe take an IVO out on the girls. Oh, gee, lucky you didn't do a gargasulus and hurt them or anything. Oh, gee, that would have been a logistical nightmare for it." Like, just, anyway. So, lucky you didn't do a Sean Sonnet and stab anybody. Oh, gee, could have been a bit of a headache for us. So, gosh, you know, well, he'll feel the full weight of the law now, won't he? Anyway, so we're living through literal weaponizing of a sex offence. In this, once they put me in a place and I was plodding along, just going along nicely, doing no problem, turning up to my appointments, things were good, COVID was on, I could access some of my super, I was just plodding along, I wasn't dealing drugs, I wasn't stealing, I was actually sitting there buying screens and fixing mobile phones and selling them online. These communists, that didn't register with them. "Oh, gee, what are you got tickets for that, have you? You got 14 different, like, you got approval from the CFMEU, have you?" Like, literally, like, not good on you. Excellent. You might be able to make a little business out. None of that. Just backhanded bullshit. Within a short period of time, I heard a backhanded remark from Adam about, "If you think I'm just going to sit there and watch you breeze through this order, you got another thing coming." Within one day of that, I get a phone call from this very toxic girl I knew, who rings me up in tears, crying that she's going to lose her baby and she won't ever get her baby back, and the junkie bloke spent all this money, and it was all set up by the Melbourne Drug Court. So I actually said to myself, like an idiot, like a hero, I go, I'd rather go back to jail. At least this girl gets her child back, right? That was the genuine mindset. So I ended up doing a dumb one and going with this drug-using girl, toxic informant. Anyhow, all orchestrated by these freaks. Now, in that, she turned out to be, for her efforts to get at me, to try and get in, she turned out to be getting paid with the returned custody of the child she had lost through overdosing. And the two blokes she was with both had arrest warrants out for her. She's done about 10 years prison by the age of 32. This is your system. This is your money getting spent. This is how, the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm at the age I don't really care about me. This is how you got like this. These left-wing corrupt morons, and the corruption is not just the money. It's these type of stories on repeat through years of DEI filling jobs, job quotas, filling important jobs with people who are more worried about now protecting their jobs than worried about actual results. They don't even know how to get results clearly. Have a look at the place. It is a shithole because of these repeat stories on repeat. She was being coerced. She'd overdosed in front of her toddler, Sammy. The ambulance turn up. There's a 10-month-old just and her overdosed on heroin, and the two people she was with scarpered because they both had arrest warrants out for her. our finest under Parsons. I'm not saying Parsons did directly. He may not have even known. He's that much like, oh, dang, they'll feel the full weight of the war. I can distinctly remember Parsons saying to me, oh, she did well on this order. Oh, yeah. Anyway, anyhow, so they paid her, you do this and we'll give you your child back. No 12 weeks clean urines, no not proving that you're not hanging around criminals anymore, proving that you're not, bringing straight men, all that type of stuff. None of that. Just you help us get at Michael Califf, the dog. We will give you your child back, no questions asked. How do I know this as fact? Because probably 4 days after being arrested with her in breach of this order, no reoffending, just in breach of this order. The offences were, I think, anything of value. I got charged with in possession of property reasonably suspected of being stolen, something along, just a nonsense charge. Anyway, I'm here. We've just used 3, if not 4 drugs. She's here. I'm here. We're arrested together. Then in a hotel, get arrested again together. She gets locked up with me, and I again do that. She gets bail, no problem, whatever. Within 3 days of that, she has her child back because I rang her off a prison phone, who someone else had her on the phone, or I rang her mum or whatever it was. They would not have expected this situation to have happened. And she was boasting to me, yeah, I got my baby back. Oh yeah, listen, you want to, and then that coincides. Anyway, they paid her with her baby. Can you imagine a government being under Parsons? This is Parsons Melbourne Drug Court. Can you imagine a system being that fucked up to do that entire little snippet? Think about being a disenfranchised drug addict girl struggling for your toddler. You can't put down the drugs, but the people who are meant to have your interests at heart get you, like, sell your soul. You jump, do this, now go there. Now go there, and you do that. Okay, no, I haven't finished yet. I'm not going to get your child back if you keep doing that. If you want to see your child alive, you do this. That is your left-wing, dodgy government. Morons at the helm, DEI jobs, Steen Darns and Cindy Millans and all that, all more interested in left-wing ideologies than actual laws. And that is how, this is 7-8 years ago, that is how you've got in the law and order mess now. And when you see and hear these peanuts talking about this and that, and no crime stats are down, mate. Crime stats would be through the roof. All they've done is just doctored the books. But anyway, speak soon, guys. Sorry it's a bit longer. I was trying to keep that short, but